Experts are making some bold predictions about the future implications of autonomous automobiles. Check out our detailed pros and disadvantages list before they come. The reality of self-driving vehicles may be a long way off, but they appear to be an unavoidable component of our future transportation systems. According to a Budget Direct motor insurance poll, more than half of Australians believe that self-driving vehicles are a hazardous notion and that they would not use one if they were available. But we won't know the full extent of the consequences of self-driving vehicles until they're on our roads and railroads. One thing is certain, there will be far-reaching consequences for all types of individuals and industries. We've compiled a detailed summary of the probable benefits and drawbacks of self-driving cars once they're available. Economic benefits. Once autonomous cars are fully integrated within our transport systems, experts project that the economic benefits to society will be vast. Road crashes cost Australia an estimated $27 billion per year, so even a 5% decrease in the number of crashes will save millions of dollars for the country each year. Social benefit. An estimated 90% of all road fatalities are attributed to human errors such as speeding, drink driving, and distractions occurring within and outside the vehicle. 1.3 million people are killed worldwide every year and over 1,000 people in Australia alone. By removing manual driving controls from humans, autonomous vehicles would eradicate all fatalities involving human error. Accessibility for those who cannot drive. There are many people in Australia who have restricted mobility as a result of age or disability. With fully automated cars, there will be no need for driver's licenses or tests, meaning that people who have been considered a driving risk in the past will have access to driving technology without putting themselves or others in danger. Quicker commute times. With autonomous cars able to sense other cars around them and communicate with them, bumper-to-bumper traffic jams should be a thing of the past. Automatic braking functions will not only prevent nose-to-tail crashes but will also allow driverless cars to travel at consistent distances from one another. Speed limits will also be increased as the likelihood of vehicles crashing will be greatly reduced. Environment, air quality, fuels, electric cars. Self-driving cars are environmentally friendly. They do not have combustion engines like regular vehicles. Instead, they use electricity. This reduces air pollution due to the production of emissions. Activities that lead to their releases, like re-accelerating and braking, are non-existent because these vehicles can maintain safe distances from one another. Many of the companies looking to implement driverless cars are doing so with the aim to use electric vehicles rather than hybrid or regular vehicles with combustion engines. Using electric vehicles would reduce the amount of emissions being released into the atmosphere. Excessive speed, braking, and re-accelerating all release a large amount of emissions from a car. Because autonomous cars will travel at consistent speeds and distances from one another, there will be a reduced need for braking and re-accelerating. People who don't like driving. Driving can be an enjoyable exercise, but for the majority of car users, the time spent in the car is a necessity, not a fun activity. Commuting to and from work and running chores and errands seem to make up the majority of time spent in cars for the average car user. With autonomous cars, the time spent paying attention to the road will be freed up for a variety of other pursuits, such as sleeping, watching TV, or catching up on some work. Fantastic riding experiences. Another benefit of using driverless vehicles is that they allow the passengers to have great riding experiences. You don't have to concentrate on what is happening on the road. Instead, you can watch TV, listen to music, or chat with your friends as you wait to arrive at your destination. With them, your ride to or from work is something that you can look forward to all day. They also reduce fatigue due to driving over long distances. This means that you can travel overnight and even sleep in your car. Increase of vehicles affecting congestion. Depending on how popular driverless vehicles become, the number of vehicles on the road could increase. People who were previously restricted from driving may now have the opportunity to use cars as a means of transport, meaning that the number of vehicles in circulation could inflate dramatically. Criminal hacking or computer crashes or glitches. Like all computer systems, autonomous cars would be programmed to run a certain way, but with all automated systems there is always a risk of the computer being hacked or crashing due to a glitch or error. No system is infallible, and if a hacker was able to get into the car's software, they could potentially reprogram the car to do any number of things. Moral machine. Sometimes there are no good choices for a driver to make. For instance, if a person suddenly walked out into the road right in front of the car, this would leave no time for the car to apply the brakes before a collision occurred. The driver might then have the choice of either hitting the person or swerving the car off to the side into a concrete barrier while traveling 70 kilometers an hour. The moral machine is an interactive that demonstrates the difficulties of choosing between terrible options just like this one. The question of what actions a driverless car should be programmed to make in this instance is one that leaves everyone feeling divided. Loss of jobs. There are some people that are dreading the takeover of autonomous vehicles. This includes those that make their living operating transport vehicles. Replacing human-controlled driving will see these people in need of new employment. People who drive taxis and Ubers or who work as delivery drivers for fast food industries would all be affected. Truck drivers transporting goods cross-country will also have their livelihood impacted by the coming changes. Expenses. As with any new technology that has taken years to develop and make, the cost of autonomous cars are likely to be astronomical at first. There are some estimates that costs could be upwards of $100,000 to $300,000. It will likely be some time before the technology has developed enough to become available for the average Australian. All or nothing. As the projections for most of the improvements autonomous cars will have on the environment, economy, and lives saved come from a fully integrated system, it may take some time before we see the expected benefits of the technology. While there are still non-automated vehicles on the road interacting with autonomous vehicles, there are bound to still be accidents. People that like to drive. If there comes a time when 100% of the vehicles in our transport systems are automated, there are definitely some people who will be disappointed. Those that love to drive recreationally and find the activity engaging will be missing out. Joblessness. There is also a fear that self-driving cars will lead to a massive loss of jobs. Taxi, truck, and even Uber drivers will lose their jobs since their services will no longer be required. Thus, they would have to look for other means of earning a living. There is no doubt that driverless vehicles can change the transportation industry. They can reduce road accidents, environmental pollution, and economic losses. They also allow you to enjoy your riding experiences. There are also some implications that we won't be able to predict until autonomous cars are actually in circulation. When drivers are no longer in control of the vehicle, what happens in the event of a collision? Who is at fault and who pays for the repairs? The car manufacturers or the drivers? At this stage, the laws state that an automated driving system cannot be classified as the driver of an AV, and the driver of an autonomous vehicle will be held responsible for any incident that may occur while in control of the vehicle. The implications autonomous driving will have on insurance matters and legal outcomes of accidents is just one gray area to be explored as we move towards a more automated future. If you enjoyed this video, kindly press the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe with notifications on, so that you don't miss out on videos like this. Thank you for watching.